Welcome back to our investigation into the tunnel closed after midnight. In the last chapter, we uncovered how a routine inspection spiraled into an unexplained phenomenon. Now, we delve into the most crucial piece of evidence, the surveillance footage. What you're about to hear might challenge your understanding of what's possible. The cameras inside the tunnel didn't fail. They were deliberately turned off, but not all at once, one by one, in a sequence that defied any technical explanation for a system-wide failure. They went dark. This wasn't a power outage, it was methodical. Before the last camera went offline, investigators noticed something profoundly unsettling. The timestamps on the separate camera feeds began to drift out of sync. Seconds on one camera no longer matched the seconds on another. It was as if time itself was behaving differently in various sections of the tunnel. Then came the shadows. Long, distorted shapes that moved against the direction of the traffic flow, cast by no visible object. They would stretch and contort, sometimes appearing to detach from the floor and flicker along the walls. The official report logged these as lighting and lens anomalies, but privately, one analyst noted they behaved like living things trying to avoid the light. Alongside these visual oddities, the ambient noise recorded by the camera microphones began to change. The low, consistent hum of the ventilation systems was intermittently replaced by a deep, resonant silence. It wasn't just quiet, it was the complete absence of sound, a vacuum that would last for a few seconds before the normal hum returned, often louder than before. According to the lead audio analyst, the tunnel suddenly sounded occupied, as if the space itself was holding its breath. What could cause such a specific and targeted shutdown of a state-of-the-art surveillance system? The answer is far more disturbing than a simple malfunction. As investigators scrutinized the final minutes of footage, they discovered even smaller details that painted a much larger, more terrifying picture. The microphones, designed to pick up the sounds of traffic and echo patterns for structural analysis, captured something else entirely. They recorded the distinct sound of footsteps on the maintenance walkway. But when cross-referenced with the video, there was no movement detected. No person, no animal, not even debris. Just the sound of steady, deliberate footsteps in an empty tunnel. Even stranger were the echoes. Engineers use echoes to map the interior integrity of the structure. A sound is emitted, and the time it takes to return is measured. But in the hours leading up to the shutdown, the echoes started returning late. The sound would travel out, but the reflection would come back milliseconds later than it should, as if the tunnel had momentarily grown larger, or as if something was absorbing the sound before releasing it. Then there was the breathing, faint, but undeniably present on the audio recordings. It wasn't the rhythmic breathing of a human, it was erratic, shallow, with long pauses in between, like something that didn't need to breathe but was mimicking the act. One engineer described the feeling of listening to the tapes as being in a room with something that is listening to you. It was this collection of inexplicable audio phenomena that escalated the situation from a technical curiosity to a full-blown security alert. The evidence suggested that whatever was in the tunnel was not just a passive anomaly, it was aware. With the surveillance data deemed inconclusive and deeply unsettling, the decision was made to send in a team. A 4-person engineering and security crew was tasked with conducting a physical inspection. They entered the tunnel at 1:30 in the morning, equipped with live communication gear and personal recording devices. For the first 15 minutes, everything was normal. They reported standard atmospheric conditions and proceeded with their checklist. Then, their communications began to degrade. First, it was static, which they attributed to the tunnel's structure. but the static grew into distorted whispers. The team reported hearing faint voices speaking over their comms, though the control room could hear nothing but the team's own transmissions. Two members claimed to feel sudden, intense drops in temperature in specific locations. At 1:53 a.m., 47 minutes into the planned 1-hour inspection, the team leader made an urgent call. His voice was strained. He requested immediate extraction. No specific reason was given, only that the inspection was terminated. They exited the tunnel 7 minutes early, visibly shaken. Upon their return, all 4 members refused to provide a detailed account of what happened inside. They cited a shared experience of pervasive and disorienting dread and refused to re-enter the tunnel under any circumstances. Their personal recording devices, which should have captured everything, were found to be completely wiped. The files were not just deleted, they were corrupted beyond any hope of recovery. Whatever they encountered, it left no evidence behind except for the fear in their eyes. In the immediate aftermath, the official response was swift and silent. The tunnel was permanently closed to all traffic within 48 hours. But the story doesn't end there. The tunnel was not just closed, it was erased. Within a month, it was removed from all new digital maps and GPS services. Physical road signs leading to the entrances were taken down. Photography of the sealed entrances became strictly prohibited, with new high-level security patrols and surveillance systems installed around the perimeter. The official reason provided to the public was routine safety concerns and structural reassessment. Yet, for a multi-billion-dollar piece of infrastructure, this explanation seemed impossibly vague. Closing a major arterial route for routine concerns is unheard of. The level of secrecy and the measures taken to effectively make the tunnel disappear from public consciousness suggest that the authorities were not concerned about safety. They were concerned about containment, but the most disturbing evidence wasn't visual. It wasn't the shadows, the disappearing team, or the erasure from our maps. It was hidden in the sound. In the final chapter, we reveal what the audio analysis uncovered from the moments before the cameras went dark, a discovery that provides the most chilling clue to the true nature of what resides inside the tunnel. Join us next time as we listen to the sounds from inside the tunnel closed after midnight. Thanks for watching.